Alright, welcome back to Powerwash Simulator 2. Seeing this game again means that the new DLC is out, the Star Wars pack. Now, in the meantime, they did also release another Caldera Chronicles map, which was the bowling alley. I did do that myself off camera, it was quite enjoyable. But I started to record and no, I don't really have anything to say, or much to say anyway, so I decided to not do it. Not that I have much to say right now anyway, but I want to at least record the first episode of this Star Wars map. Don't know if I'll finish the map. Probably won't, but hey. Oh look, I'm a droid, maybe? Yeah, what do we got? We got the surface cleaner and the POW2. Oh, I have my tri-tip. I actually found I quite like the tri-tip nozzle. Quite powerful. What did I hear? Was it you? Probably was you. Pardon-moi. Oh, that's me. Not jumping. Got a bit more hops than usual, so that's kind of fun. But yeah, decided to do this because I felt like recording something, seeing as it's been a while since I finished playing Talos. And that was the last thing I recorded, bar a 20-minute little mini episode, which should be coming out just before this one does, of a game called Case Solved: The London Files. Cool logic puzzle game. I'll play the demo of in the Steam's Next Fest. So I'm like, hey, I already like this. I'm going to buy it when it comes out. And I did. It was fun. The only complaint I have is that they've hidden codes for extra puzzles in the game and just in every aspect of their advertising, like their social medias and whatnot. And I really cannot be bothered going through and finding all of them. So what I'm going to likely do is just wait for someone to collate all those codes for me so I can then go through and play all the puzzles. I found 9 myself with a bit of looking, and I'm like, I don't know what else to try because I want to just keep plugging in random numbers and words, and it's case sensitive too. So sometimes you need capitals, sometimes you don't. And I'm like, I really can't be bothered. It's not worth it. But yeah, still a decent game, especially for the price. Its opening sale was $9 something or other, I think. Other than that, I've kind of been debating about what I play next. I've still got the Forgotten City to play, but I haven't really been in the mood for like a heavy narrative game. So I've been putting that off. I did play the demo for Object Impermanence, which is a environmental puzzle game where you have to be watching things for things to move. The moment you move your screen away, the objects stop moving, or in some cases disappear entirely and reset. So that was fun. Probably definitely going to get that when it comes out, because that mechanic was really cool, in my opinion. What else? I know they announced the new Kingdom Hearts game, Kingdom Hearts 4, but I'm kind of... I think it's only going to be on a Switch so far at least, and I'm kind of sick of Switch. Like Nintendo in general, just like I'm sick of Sony in general. I haven't turned on my PlayStation since they announced they were going discless. And I haven't touched my Switch in even longer, ever since I decided give up on Pokemon for the most part, which I think was when ZA came out, and it was such a disappointment for me. Like I know other people enjoyed it, but from what little I played and what I saw other people experience, like it's just a huge step backwards. It looked worse than Legends Arceus, and it should have been a like direct successor in the type of game it was. And it just was a letdown. Because Legends Arceus is definitely my favorite Pokemon game that they've released, hands down. Used to be Mystery Dungeon. Mystery Dungeon Blue, but yeah, this definitely became Arceus when Arceus came out. I put so many hours into it, and I still was going through a living Pokédex with it, where I was trying to catch every form of Pokemon as well that I could fit, because you can't actually fit every single form. Like I was trying to get the male and female if they had different versions. Like how Alakazam has different links of mustache depending on its gender, but you can't do that all the way through. Well, you can, but not with all the alphas as well and the shinies, because I was also hunting for shinies as part of my living dex. So I capped it to only. I did cap it to each individual Pokemon that has a difference in gender, one of those, but I wasn't going to do it also in the alpha versions if they had genders, so I wasn't going to get two alpha Alakazams. I don't think, well, I wasn't going to get two alphas as well as two regulars. I was just going to get the regular or the alpha in both versions. Same with getting alpha shiny and regular shiny. It's like I'll just get a shiny. If I happen to get more, I get more. That's fine. Because one of the shinies I did get was actually the alpha Alakazam in the first area. Because as the next challenge requires you to do, you have to do everything you can before moving on. And seeing as there's no gyms in Arceus, I chose the areas. I could not go to the new area without finishing the area beforehand completely, which means all the Pokédex stuff, which means all the challenges. And I was doing quite well with that. That might be the only reason why I actually go back and turn on my Switch, because the more I talk about it, the more I miss doing it. It's just a testament to how much I really did love that game. And why I was so disappointed about ZA. Like, I hate that argument that people have with Legend ZA, where it's like, oh, you still like Pokemon, oh, I bet you hated Arceus. It's like, no, I really loved Arceus, that's why I hate this game. So try again. Alright, got that. Other than that, gaming wise, I've just been playing another puzzle game by the name of Artisan of Glimmerth. I did think about doing it like a spotlight on that, 'cause definitely isn't interesting enough to do a full series on. But then I got too far along, I'm like, nah, it's too late now. I'm just gonna play it on my own time. And I've almost finished it completely. I've got the last two islands. And what that one is, it's another logic puzzle game, but with tile puzzles, like nonograms and whatnot. It's like sort of like nonograms, a little bit different. But nonograms is the closest thing I can think of right now that it's adjacent to. As you can tell, I really do love my puzzle games. Oh my god, just... Okay, guess I'll just do this. So yeah, outside of gaming, there's not really been a whole lot else I've been doing. I did go and see the new Spider-Man movie the other night with my friend and his missus and their oldest kid. That was a good time, good movie. My friend had also somehow managed to avoid the spoilers, like any form of spoilers, hadn't even seen the trailer for the movie, so he got to experience it all fresh, and that actually made me really happy because he was so joyful. Like I will say that one of them is that because it was in the trailer, so it's not really a spoiler. Is that Punisher was in the movie, and he had no idea because, like I said, he had missed the trailer, or if he did watch it, it was so long ago that he forgot what it was. So yeah, that was a very big surprise for him. And I'm gonna skirt the spoiler by saying I did get spoiled to who Sadie Sink was playing in the movie because I did that did get leaked the day before the movie came out. Whether it was an intentional leak or not, or someone screwed up or something or other, I'm not sure. But yeah, it got revealed before the movie came out. Just don't know if it was on purpose or not. So yeah, I did already know that going into the movie, which isn't a big deal. I'm not really one to care much for spoilers. Like I'm the type that will spoil myself on purpose. I really need to know something. So yeah, spoilers don't really affect me the same way they seem to affect most people. I just try not to spoil it for others because I know they do care. I did hear some conversations coming out of the theater though, people going, "Who was she?" It's like, did you somehow miss Stranger Things? Like, I can understand not watching it, but not knowing anybody, like one of the main characters who was in it from season, what, 3 onwards? Luke's room door. And hey, some people are just like that, I guess. More power to them. Oh, one thing that pissed us off though is that multiple times in the movie, people just started clapping for what was happening in the movie. It's like, why? What the fuck is wrong with you? We're in a movie theater. You're kind of annoying everybody else who's come just to see the movie. It's like, why are you clapping for a movie? It's not like they can hear the applause. And no one who made the movie is in the cinema. It just gives off obnoxious. Like they did it at one point in the movie, like early on, and at that point I'm like, well, they definitely gonna do it again at the end of the movie, and they did. And I think it was one other time they did a small one. What was funny about the first one was that it was a moment that they shouldn't have clapped because it got turned on its head immediately afterwards. So it's like, you guys just clap for that. Good job. I know I sound like a bitter old man complaining about it, but for me, it's the same vibe as clapping when the plane lands. Because, like, a term I like to use, mostly to myself, is it gives me NPC vibes. And again, just me being an angry old man. Adjacent to the movie is that I nearly hit a kangaroo on the way home. So, the road that connects to the road that I live on has a series of hills, and I just crested that first hill when at the side of my car I saw saw fur, and I think I was like maybe a couple centimeters away from hitting it. Like it's not too uncommon to see kangaroos where I live. Like we live pretty close to a nature reserve of sorts. But yeah, definitely a bit startling to have one appear pretty much out of nowhere on your car, like next to your car as you're driving. It also, I think, caused the truck behind that was driving behind me to also slow right down because it was like very visible at that point after my lights had shown on it. Because yeah, 1 minute I was looking at the road, took 1 second to look at my rearview mirror, looked back, and then in front of me there was the kangaroo. I'm like, well, that was close. I mean, at least I have insurance, but not necessary at this point in time. Because like I said, I missed it somehow, barely. Because I know it was okay, because when I looked at it in the rear view, I could see it just standing in the middle of the road, looking around. And I felt or heard no knock or bump. This jumping sound is getting on my nerves a little bit. But anyway, do you guys see what I mean by the triple nozzle being really good? It's all I want to use when I have it. I just refuse to use it with my regular machine, powerwashing machine, because the one I use is the more powerful one. And it doesn't have the triple nozzle on the more powerful one. I don't know if I mentioned it in a previous episode or something, but I did recently start DMing again, like dungeon mastering for a game of Daggerheart. It was mostly a disaster in my eyes. Players enjoyed it, that's because I kind of just let them roleplay and they all wanted to roleplay. But I know that's not going to be the case every single time. Like, it wasn't entirely my fault that it was a disaster as well, because the website I used for world building was down the day of, so I couldn't do any last minute revision or additions and whatnot, and also couldn't find the speech I'd written to start off the campaign. Because I did write one, and just when the website was back up working, I was only had my mobile. And turns out the mobile version of the site I use sucks hard. And they don't have an app or anything. Which is a shame, but hey. It's one I've had a subscription for a while, so I really don't want to swap over. Although I might, seeing as it has been playing up even when I was using it on the site. But we'll see. We'll see. We did finally manage to start up the other game where I'm a player in that one again. Because we switched which week we were playing, because we play fortnightly, so we just moved it to the alternate week. And that seems to be a bit better for people. So hopefully that trend continues. Because I'm enjoying that game. I am playing one of the most unoptimized characters I have played. Where I am a melee sorcerer who doesn't want to really fight, despite being somewhat good at it. At such a low level. I'm sure I'm almost definite that I'm going to fall off in the later levels, but until then, it seems to be working. And he's a very simple character. Like, not dumb, just simple. What else? I don't know if there's anything else I really have to talk about that is, you know, not depressing as all hell. Because unfortunately, one of my main character traits is that I am just depressed as all hell. Like, I had a coworker that tried to follow me on TikTok, and I accidentally accepted it for a second before I'm like, wait, no, my TikTok is way too depressing for people that aren't in my circle to see. So I quickly cancelled the follow. Like, nope, go away. You do not follow me. Because yeah, most of my reposts are depressing stuff. Because it's my like one of my methods of venting it. Used to be Tumblr, but then Tumblr kind of fell off. With all the censorship and whatnot that they got going on there. Like, I still check Tumblr occasionally, but I just don't care enough to use it anymore. Which is what it is. It was good while it lasted. Now that door rim, is that also that? It is. Okay. I was wondering why I wasn't, finishing. I think my cat's scratching at my door. Don't know why he does that. He's never been allowed in that room since I've been in there. Yeah, he scratches at it all the time, even when I'm not in there. Like, he knows I'm not in there. He just scratches at it. But what can you do? Can I get you in here just away from everything I'm trying to clean? No? Cool. Great. Oh. Oh. Okay, so I do want to do it the other way around now. Okay. I've still kept up with my reading on Railroad. Most recent one that I caught up with was a system apocalypse centered around a mafia group in Italy. So far it's fairly low system. Like for the most part, it's everyone got given the option to choose a class at the very start. If they didn't, they've turned into something that everyone's coining as NPCs. Where they don't actually have the ability really to fight back against any of the monsters that have been spawning. Because there's like a damage negation type deal going on in the background. So that also goes for the people that did pick classes. They also have the ability to just ignore damage that these NPCs are doing to them. Which means they get shot by a gun from someone who doesn't have a class, doesn't really do much. But yeah, other than the various system events, like scenarios that have been going on, the system doesn't really do anything else, it just exists. And there seems to be a subplot where maybe it's not all it's cracked up to be, maybe it's like a trap in itself, yada yada yada. And the way the Mafia is going about navigating this is like, well, this is our opportunity to take over everything. But not in a hostile type of way, in a we're just going to make ourselves the best option sort of way. So yeah, it's a little bit dry of a read, but it's still enjoyable. We'll see if it continues to hold my interest long enough to continue reading it. Updates 3 or 4 chapters a week, I think. Other than that, just reading all my updates. Haven't dropped anything since. That is the only one that I've picked up. The Windows. What else do we got? Yeah. I live too boring a life to really be able to do these with any regularity. Yeah, I don't want to just turn this into me complaining about different things I don't like about society and people in general. For example, certain behaviors on TikTok, commenters and creators alike. It's like, why are people so vapid and annoying? Just try and make content out of everything. Makes no sense to me. Like lying to create content. It's like, oh, this coffee sucks. You didn't even buy coffee from the place you said you did. Well, they treated me so poorly. No, they treated you like a customer and you wanted princess treatment because you're an influencer. Fucking influencer. Worst fucking thing to happen. But yeah, I digress. Don't want to get into that. I can just hear my cat crying in the background. Might need to go check on that, and seeing it's got nothing else to talk about might be a good place to stop. I'm also at 50% of this mission, so yeah. Well, thanks for joining me in this. I don't know if you'll get another one, unless I have something to talk about, so yeah. I'll see you whenever I play next. Ciao.